The next uh, the next topic we have to study is procedures. And we said that in PLSQL, the blocks are divided into three types: anonymous block, functions, and procedures. If we are telling in detail about a procedure in PLSQL, procedure is a subprogram unit which consists of a lot of PLSQL statements. And a procedure will have a unique name. So we can use that name in order to call the procedure. Like a function, a procedure is also stored as a object in database. So next topic we have to study is the characteristic of this subprogram unit, that is the procedure. As I said, procedure is a standalone block of a program. That is, it contains a lot of statements which can be executed individually if you want. If whenever we want to call the procedure, we use the name in order to call it. So when a procedure is called, like a function, all the statements inside the procedure will be executed. Normally, a procedure is used to execute a particular process in PLSQL. That is, suppose that if you want to find out the square root of in a program using PLSQL, the statements to calculate the square root can be written as a procedure. And it can also contains nested block. That is, we can define one block inside or another block inside a procedure. That is possible. And if you are telling in detail about the procedure mainly consists of three main parts. So similar in structure to function. So these are the three parts of a procedure. The first one is the declaration part, which is optional one, which is used to declare the variables. Next comes the execution part, which contains the executed statements. And next one is the exception handling part, which is also optional one. So these are the three parts of a procedure. First one, declaration part. Second part is execution part. And third part is exception handling part, in which the first and last are optional one. Next is like a function, we can pass values to a procedure. Suppose that the procedure is to find the square root of a number. The number can be accepted from main program and it can be passed as a parameter. So values can be passed to a procedure like a parameter. That is, it is passed as a parameter. One main difference between a procedure and a function is that a function usually returns a value or it will raise an exception. But a procedure will never return a value to a calling program. That is, it cannot return value to any to a calling program along with the return statement. So normally a procedure cannot call directly within a select statement. That is another difference from the function. It can be executed in two ways. One is using exec keyword. That is, if you want to, suppose you have a procedure called PR1, exec PR1 will execute that particular procedure, and we can also call it from another block. So we can refer the procedure in two ways. The first way is we can call the procedure name inside another block. It can be a anonymous block, or it can be another procedure, or it can be another function. So within that block we can call a procedure. The second one is we can call a procedure by using exec keyword. And this is the syntax of a procedure. Like a function, it starts with the create command, create or replace. Then after that you have to write the keyword procedure. Then you write the procedure name. And if it receives any parameters from the calling program, you write the parameters in bracket, which is optional one. So the parameter will be written in this format. First of all, you have to write the name of the parameter. Then you have to write the mod, that is whether in or out. Then you have to write the data type of the parameter, and you continue this one for all the parameters, and after that you have to close the parenthesis. Then we can write either is or as. As I said, there's a meaning is there for is and as, that we will see later. And if any declaration, that is if inside the procedure if any variables are used, you can declare in this area. So as I said, declaration part is the first part inside the procedure, which is optional one. Then within begin and end you can write the execution part. So all the executable statements will be written after the begin. If any exception is there, you can write it with the keyword exception. So exception, this is the exception handling part, and then comes the end part. So this is the normal syntax of a procedure. Procedure will start with the create or replace. That is, create is used if you want to create a new procedure. Replace is used if you want to modify an existing procedure. After that, you have to write the procedure, then write the procedure name. Then we can write, if any parameters are passed to the procedure, you can write the name of the parameter, its mode and its type. Continue this one for each and every parameter. Then you can write is or as. Then comes the declaration part, which is optional. Begin, end. Within begin and end you can write the executable part, and if any exception handling is done inside the statements, which is also, it can also be included. So these are the main points. As I said, your name is procedure name is used to call that procedure uniquely. Next is, what is the difference between is and as. So here in this procedure, here we said the meaning of is and the term is and as. The meaning of is when a procedure is called or procedure is inside some other block. Suppose that inside the anonymous block we may be writing the procedure. In that case we have to write is. So is used at that time. Is used if the procedure is nested inside some other block. Suppose if the procedure is a standalone one, we can use this as. So that is the main difference between is and as. Is keyword is used if the procedure is inside any other block. If it is a standalone block, we are using as instead of is. So we can see one example of a procedure. So my aim is I am writing a procedure in order to insert the values which are given through a main block or an anonymous block. That is, I have one procedure is there, which is one block. I have an anonymous block is there. Through the anonymous block, I am inputting the values which is to be inserted to a table. So inside the procedure, let the insert query is written. So first of all, I am creating a table which is called customer, which contains only two fields. First one is called the ID field and the second one is called the name field, and I am setting the ID as my primary key. So first of all, I am creating this table called customer. So the table is created now, and after that I am writing a procedure. So this is the syntax of the procedure. As I said, create or replace, procedure name. So here insert customer, this is my procedure name, and after that, as I said, from the main program or from other block, I am inputting the two values to the table. So two parameters are needed in the procedure in order to accept those values. The first one is the ID, that should be same as that of this type, ID, which is of type integer. So here also integer, and parameter inside a procedure should be declared like the name of the parameter, after that the mode of the parameter, then comes the data type of the parameter. So here, since the table has two fields are there, these two fields are taking values from the main block. or another block. I am writing the name ID, that is the first name of the first parameter, which is of input. In is the mod, that means that only the procedure is receiving the value from the other block. It cannot be changed. The second parameter is the name parameter. So one important point about the procedure is that while and this is also applicable for the function also. So if any parameters are declared like this, they need not want to specify the size, because it is automatically, dynamically it is allotted. Its size is automatically allotted. So here we need not want to specify the size of varchar. If you are writing the size as varchar of 20, it will be displayed as an error message. So I am just writing ID. So now the table is created, and we are writing the procedure. So procedure, create or replace procedure. Procedure name, bracket parameter, its mod and its type. Two parameters are there. Two are of int type. One is of integer type, data type, and one second one is the varchar. Then after that we have to write is or as. Here we are writing this, we are calling this procedure inside another block, so we have to use is keyword. Then within the begin and end statements, we will write the query in order to insert the retrieve parameters into the table customer. So we know that the ID or the statement for inserting values to the custom base, insert into normal SQL query, insert into customer values, these two parameter values we have to specify. So that's all inside the procedure. And inside another block, that is main, we can call it as an anonymous block. There is no declaration is there, so it will just begin and end statements are there, which will indicate the block. And inside that we are just calling the name of the procedure, and we are passing two values to the to this procedure. This first one represent the ID, the second one represent the name. So here I am just inserting 200 and Anju to this table. So I am just printing some message which will indicate that the insertion was successful. So suppose that I am going to run this program. So first step is, in this program already, the first step is I created this table. In the second step, suppose I am creating the procedure. So you have to select the procedure and run it separately. Procedure created. So after executing the procedure, you have to select the whole line from create up to end. Select the entire line, run it. That will give you a message, procedure created. That means that the procedure is already created. Third step is you select the begin to end, that is another block. So block by block we are going to execute. So you can see what happens, statement process, that is a message which will execute automatically, statement process. And inserted successfully message was given by us using dvms output line. So that means that if you check the table using the normal select command that we already studied, select star from. So initially there were no values inside the customer table. So using a procedure, we inserted one row to the table. So when we write select star from customer, you can see that one row has been inserted to this table. Yeah, one row has been inserted to the table. Suppose I am just giving another value, 500. Then the name is Avi. And I am going to execute this block again. So I will get the message, statements processed. So suppose I am going to select statement, two rows have been inserted to this table. So what is the purpose of this example? In this example, my aim is I am writing a procedure which contains the code to insert value to the created table called customer, and the values which is need to be inserted is giving as parameters, and we are calling this procedure inside another block. Since the procedure is called inside another block, we are using is keyword at the time of procedure declaration. And inside the anonymous block, that is inside the other block, that is between begin and end, we are writing, we are calling the procedure, and along with the procedure name we are passing the parameters, and we are just printing some message to get a response that the insertion was successful. So if you view the table, you can see the inserted values. So that is one example. So this is the second program using procedure. So the meaning of this procedure is to find the maximum among two numbers. So the same program we wrote as a function also. So now we can see how we are writing this program using a procedure. Suppose that I am writing a procedure which will retrieve three parameters from another block. The two parameters represent are set as in parameter, and the next parameter is setting as out parameter. That means x and y can only be used inside the procedure. So we cannot change inside the procedure. But z is a variable which can be changed inside the procedure. So first two are we are writing its mod is in parameter, and the second one. So our aim is that we just want to compare x and y, and based on the value, the biggest value will be stored inside z. So first of all, as I said, a procedure has three statements are there. I mean three parts are there. Declaration part, then executable statements, and after that the error exception handling part. So first of all, I am writing a procedure. So before that, suppose I am writing a declaration part. That means here this is a single block. I am writing a procedure inside an anonymous block. That is, the procedure is inside one anonymous block. So first I am writing a declare statement. I am declaring two variables inside the anonymous block, A and B. After that I am writing a procedure. So this is another way of writing a procedure. In the previous one, the procedure was a standalone one, but here it is nested. Here it is okay. So we can see, then we are creating a procedure. Its name is find minimum. So three parameters are there, two input parameter and one is output parameter. So we are writing is keyword. Then we will write begin and end. Inside the begin and end, we will write the executable statements inside the procedure. The comparison check x, if x is less than y, z will be x, otherwise z will be y. So then we will start the anonymous block. Inside the anonymous block, the A, we are giving two values to A and B, and then we will call the find we will call the find min, that is we will call the procedure, and we will pass the parameter. The A value 23 will be taken by x, B value will be taken by y, then z is an output parameter. So based on the calculation, one value will be assigned to z, that z value will be retrieved by C, and we are just printing the output as C because C contains the minimum value, so we will print the output. So first of all, we can select, we can execute the entire code to see from starting to end. Since the procedure is nested inside another block, we can call. Okay, I'm just taking the this part only, that is the procedure only. If I am executing the procedure only, I will get the procedure created message. Since it is already created, I am just getting it is the subject is already there. So suppose I am changing the name, create find min, so I am executing. So remember that here I am just selecting the procedure only, so the procedure is created. Then I am executing the anonymous block. So from this is the up to this end, the procedure is over. This begin and end is that of the anonymous block. So I am executing this anonymous block.
ഇന്നത്തെ വെതർ എന്തായിരുന്നു? ക്ലൗഡി ആണോ, റെയിനി ആണോ, അതോ വിന്റർ ആണോ, അതോ സണ്ണും ക്ലൗഡും സണ്ണിയോ? ഏതായിരുന്നു ഇന്നത്തെ? അല്ല, ഇന്നത്തെ വെതർ ഇല്ലേ, ഇന്നെങ്ങനെയായിരുന്നു?
ക്ലൗഡി.
ക്ലൗഡിയോ പറഞ്ഞാൽ സണ്ണും ക്ലൗഡുമാ, അതോ ക്ലൗഡ് മാത്രം? സണ്ണും ക്ലൗഡും അതോ ക്ലൗഡ് മാത്രം? ക്ലൗഡി എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ സണ്ണിന്റെ കൂടെ, അതോ സണ്ണി ഇല്ലാതെയോ? ക്ലൗഡി
സണ്ണുള്ള ക്ലൗഡ്. So here I'm just making some changes. Okay, so first of all I create a procedure, standalone procedure, which will receive 3 parameters. I have executed this procedure, and suppose I am calling the procedure inside anonymous block. So 3 parameters are used inside the anonymous block. One is A, B and C. And inside the anonymous block I am just assigning the 2 values to A and B, and I am calling this procedure. So this A and B values will give 73 and 45 to the procedure, and C that will be retrieved by, that is from the procedure it will retrieve the value C, and inside this anonymous block I am just printing the output. So here we can see the minimum of 23 and 45 is equal to, if x is less than so here we can see that I'm just writing the output DBM 73, that is my numbers were 73 and 45. Whenever I am running this program I will get 745 as the minimum number. So this is the meaning of function. So in the same manner, if you want to drop a procedure, we can use the command drop procedure name. For example, suppose if you already created a procedure which is called find min, you want to delete it, we can drop it. So far we studied how we can execute a procedure. A procedure can be it can be called into it can be called in two ways. Either we can call the name of the procedure inside another block, or we can also execute a procedure using exec keyword. So here you can see I am just writing a hello message. So I'm writing a procedure which is it's a welcome message, and it is receiving one parameter which is called which is a variable type parameter, varchar parameter. It's a string parameter. So inside the procedure I'm just printing the line welcome. Along with that we am writing the name of the parameter. Suppose I'm writing exec, call the parameter name, and we can call the procedure name, and in bracket you try to write the parameter. This value will be sent as parameter to the calling program, and you will get the message welcome Guru 99. Okay, so that is also another way of writing the procedure. The next one is what is the comparison between procedure and a function. A procedure, as I said, both are similarities between the procedure and the function are both are sub blocks, or they are blocks inside PLSQL, which if we are writing a program, if any exception is raised in a subprogram, that is, it may be raised in a procedure or a function where it is not handled, in that particular section, it will propagate to the calling block. And the next similarity is that we can pass parameters to both procedures and function, and both are treated as database objects. So they are the common similarities. About the difference, the main difference is that the procedure will not return a value to a calling program, but a function will return value to a calling program. So